Out of the gates and ready to go. Nico's options are dwindling, and UNC has even passed on the free agent quarterback. Plus, Travis Hunter. What did he have to say about if he's going to play two positions? And if he doesn't, what would happen? That's straight ahead right here on Hot Mic. While you're here, we hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe to the OutKick YouTube channel. This moment in time for name, image, likeness.
This magic moment.
Pay for play. Chad's singing abilities, which is just glorious.
Beautiful pipes.
The Rat Pack is here.
Yes. I'll be Dean Martin. Hunt will be Sinatra.
Iamaleava. So, with Nico, this train wreck is a moment we're not soon going to forget. This is a moment that will be a marker for college football and college sports in general. But it leads to what exactly? I asked that question because that answer is up to a lot of different players, coaches, administrators, leaders. Maybe it's up to Heupel. Maybe it is up to coaches. And the type of player or parent they're recruiting and what they sign up for versus what they end up getting. But, is it the agents? Is it the players? Is it the parents? All of this has led to what is just a crazy story that continues to develop every, 7 hours, 8 hours? Feels like there's always a storyline that's added to this, a branch on the tree, somewhere mid-morning, and then around 7 p.m. It's a lot like NFL free agency in a weird way. Coaches acted dumb whenever it was all about the collectives. Now it's all out in the open. And the truth is, they were deployed in orchestrating the collectives whenever NIL became wide open. That's all well and good, but the agents are dealing with the coaches too. And I wonder, Chad, if this train wreck doesn't kind of reset the train on the tracks a bit with how coaches will respond to just idiocy and a lack of common sense by those representing the players who really don't have any business doing so. And I think it showed up here.
Yeah, in a situation right now that looks to be really bad for Nico in his decision, his market is not what he was hoping. That's showing, and there's a lot of reports out that even On3 is saying, North Carolina is out of the process with Nico. Tulane is now out, according to On3. On3, by the way, great job reporting on this with a lot of breaking news.
He's totally outpriced himself now.
Yeah, they're out. They don't even want him. I mean, they're not even looking at him. UNC is going to add that the quarterback from South Alabama. So you got all these teams dropping out. UCLA is the one that's been in the mix the whole time that there's still no word on what they're going to do. But there's now a report that says multiple schools would be interested in Nico once they drop their asking price. Now, keep in mind, he was making a little bit north of $2 million at Tennessee. He wanted to essentially double that. He wanted $4 million. That's the Nico camp's asking price right now to prospective schools to go play quarterback for them. They're not going to get that. They're not even going to get what they were making at Tennessee, it looks like, because the number that multiple schools would be willing to play ball for Nico for probably a year is $1 million. That there would be different schools with interest if that number drops to $1 million. So he's going to more than cut his pay in half when all of this to begin with on his side was a money issue.
Yep.
They were asking for more money to play in the playoff game. Then they were asking for more money after the playoff game to come back and play in spring and play next year. And then the you-know-what hits the fan 2 days before Tennessee's spring game. And then the next day he doesn't show for practice. And then basically he's kicked off the team, removed from the team, he left the team, whatever. He's no longer a Tennessee Vol. So this is a story, Hutton, you're right, that we will always remember. When we hear Nico Iamaleava, the first thing we're going to think about is the departure from Tennessee. After being there for a couple of seasons and playing for one, we're going to remember that departure for Nico. What does it signify? What comes next? I think that we're getting a little sense of it with the response from the open market to Nico.
So there's a part of the market.
I don't know if it's going to be some grand sweeping change, but I think it's positive that no one's just jumping at the chance to pay him that much money.
I think the quick fix aspect of why you would bring Nico in now is not the same valuation of what Tennessee was paying him. I wouldn't want to be ponying up and paying a quarterback to come in for north of $2.5 million when I just finished spring, and this is just a total, crapshoot.
It's kind of a Hail Mary.
Well, it's like you're
right to bring in a quarterback now is like, okay, this is our last shot.
It really is a mad rush and a cram session to get ready for the season whenever you break camp. Yeah. I'm not paying for that.
No team with conference championship or national championship aspirations is going to be in the market for Nico.
And what does that mean?
Because they already have a quarterback.
Well, no, it means
that's why they're in the race for a championship, is they have an established guy or who they know is going to start.
They're already paying a quarterback. They're paying his backup. And those that are not established or not competing for a conference championship, they don't have the money to allocate to even compete with the bids that he's probably receiving, but they're digging in on, no, we're going north of 2.5. That's why, right now in the transfer portal game, you want to go ahead and make your decision if you're North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lose the quarterback that you could have if Nico's going somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's why they're going after South Alabama's quarterback.
So you punt on that. Tulane doesn't want to sit around because, again, they're not going to be in the bidding war if, in fact, someone wants to step up and play the musical chairs when Tennessee makes their decision on their quarterback, right? So I'm looking at it from the value of Nico right now without Tennessee as the leverage. And then using the market against Tennessee, his best value would have been before spring because you want to get into your new spot, and on top of that, you don't have the $2.5 million in your back pocket to then leverage as wanting more. Now you can just try to get the same amount, and even trade, which doesn't help his cause either. I mean, they've totally mismanaged this, and I say it's his representation. And his dad, more than him, but he's a part of this too. And it's a moment for other players to notice this, but I don't know the end result yet. That will also be what we think of when we think of him overall. We'll think of this, but then what happens from here? Does he go somewhere and ball out, or does he flame out? And then he's the example of what not to do.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a net positive for college football and for college sports because it's a reminder that the institutions matter, right? I'm not talking about the academic institution. I'm talking about the institution that is Tennessee football, in the history of Tennessee football and the pride of a program like Tennessee and the fact that it's a large group of people that have participated in it and currently on the team or work for the team that Nico Iamaleava is not going to dictate terms for everyone there and then suddenly magically pay him $2 million more to be there. So the fact that players got so pumped up in all of this, and look, it's not just their fault. They're entitled because they've been given a lot and they've been told a lot throughout this whole process. So that leads to this entitlement. And Nico, not the only one that's entitled out there, but I do think, Hutton, that it's a necessary cleansing of some of that with what happened with Nico and the fact that Tennessee stepped up and said, no, enough is enough. That's a positive sign, and it looks like a lot more programs are following that lead.
So in thinking about this and how everything is unfolded, this is about the quarterback position more than it is the player. And I'm saying the players – it's really the quarterbacks that would have this leverage, just based on the sheer numbers that are on the roster. 105 players or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're going to have 5, 6, 7 running backs, or you can move a corner over there. The quarterback position is where I think that's where we see the turn and the lack of leverage, or using leverage in a different way. Especially if you're playing cards in December and then turning around and doing it again going into the spring.
Yeah, he just completely misplayed his hand.
Yeah.
And he had some leverage because, Tennessee doesn't want to lose their starting quarterback after spring practice, obviously.
After coming off the college football playoff.
It was just this slow build of all these demands and the dad being a problem.
Yeah.
Just led Tennessee to say, you're not worth it.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Just
the
leave
demands,
now, and then you can move forward.
The confusing part for me, Chad, is the demands and then actually playing, and then actually going to spring practice. Those two things don't go together, which means behind the scenes it was more about those speaking on behalf of him, not him, not being the quarterback of the Tennessee Volunteers. I don't think he understood the magnitude of that either. But hypothetical.
He's created the best job, by the way, that's out there now. That's open.
By far, dude.
Now, and Jake Merklinger may be the starting quarterback, who's the backup there now. He's got the
he's
front,
a red shirt.
He's got the front row
freshman?
seat to try to win it. Yeah, red shirt freshman.
Okay.
They have a true freshman. They only have 2 scholarship quarterbacks. I see all these people that are responding saying, boy, Josh Heupel must be terrible at recruiting quarterbacks if they got to go get another one now. I was like, no, it's not that they don't like their quarterbacks. It's that there's 2 of them.
2 of them.
You're going to have to go get another scholarship quarterback, even if it's for depth.
Have you heard names
somewhere else
on who they're potentially looking at?
I've seen Haynes King.
A lot of different.
I've seen a lot about Avery Johnson. There's
that would be something.
Pete Thamel reported that at least one school has already given their quarterback a raise to stay.
Okay.
And I believe that's Kansas State and Avery Johnson.
Okay.
That his agent was contacted by someone, that's with Tennessee. I mean, who knows who it is?
What if Tennessee turned around and gave a quarterback $4 million now?
That would be a total slap in the face. Not $2 million. How about $4 million?
How about
he goes
4?
back to
How about 4?
Okay, yeah, I'll do it. But it's going to require someone to do the exact same thing that Nico just did, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, yesterday we pointed this out. Like
they're going to bolt their current team and situation,
but it's more about
what they deem to be. I think it's needs to be somebody that just deems this as a better opportunity.
Yeah. Well,
so that's anybody at the Group of 5 level.
Think about the money.
Anyone not at a power school.
It's not about the action of bailing on the team as much as it is the money on the player that they didn't want to pony up and pay. Like that, so it's not like they don't want to just pluck another quarterback in the portal. No, that's what you do now. They just don't want to pay $4 million.
Think about this too. Tennessee's the portal officially opens Wednesday, but everybody's doing all this negotiating and leveraging and contacting everyone right now, obviously, in advance of it. But let's say I think Tennessee's going to have a quarterback by next weekend. I think a week out, it opens
Wednesday,
opens tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I think by the end of this coming weekend, Tennessee's going to have another quarterback. Okay,
do you think they already know?
I think they know who they're going to go after, but I'm just saying it's going to go quick.
Yeah,
with whoever they end up getting to leave.
Man,
that program that quarterback leaves could be Nico's home. Think about that. This could end up being a trade. Nico now, whoever leaves for Tennessee, if they have some money, is going to be in a position where they are desperate now because they just lost their starting quarterback. Well, we'll go pay $1 million for Nico. It's not going to even be what he's making at Tennessee.
No.
Certainly not going to be $4. We know that was a pipe dream. But
if Tennessee's not going to pay it, Oregon's not going to pay it.
This could end up looking like a swap.
Yeah.
Let's just I'll just throw a name out there. Haynes King at Georgia Tech. Haynes King at Georgia Tech decides I'm going to go to Tennessee. Well, now Georgia Tech may be ponying up to bring in Nico.
Is UCLA anywhere close to this right now for Nico? I've heard that a lot.
I keep hearing UCLA, but I know nothing about it.
That's the one headline we haven't seen that's probably coming. They're not officially out of the running.
But they're not going to pay him what he wants.
No.
Or it would already be done if they were.
No one's going to pay him, a lot of the programs that he's looking at don't have the money. UCLA certainly doesn't to pony up the way that Tennessee had already been doing. How about this hypothetical and this idea from Shannon Terry, On3, founder, CEO,
who will be joining us in studio on Friday.
What if Tennessee takes Nico back and he lays out some parameters? Heupel lays down the rules for Nico's return and his family. Deal stays the same.
Stay in California.
Yeah.
The rules for the family. Yeah. You cannot come and decide the state lines.
Be Caleb Williams' father during the NFL version of Caleb.
We'll get you a nice flat screen TV to watch at home.
The deal stays the same, but Tennessee builds in win-based incentives. I'm going to go back to that. Dad apologizes to Nakos, and a bad situation turns good.
To bitch Nakos, as he called him.
Bitch Nakos.
Also,
again,
we're also efforting bitch Nakos on this show. Oh, he's going to come on. Adam said.
Okay, he's going to be on.
Pete
Luke
Nakos.
15, 11 through 32.
Pete Nakos, or as Nico likes to call him Bitch Nico, so will join us tomorrow.
Let's just I see this. That would be quite the turn. That's like a WWE script right there. Let's go. I want to start with number 2. Just
Y2J return.
Just like with arm spread. Deal stays the same. This is where the deal doesn't have to stay the same to come back. Like that's like I like the builds in win-based incentives. That would really change the game. Win-based incentives for the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But again, I can't see this happening. But man, if you got Nico back on like a $1.5 million deal and you still pick up a quarterback in the portal, again, I don't think that locker room would want him back. I don't think that the coaching staff, quite frankly,
I think it's
the AD doesn't want him back.
Yeah, I think it's a great question.
That's a great hypothetical
by Shannon Terry, because now that the dust is settling and Tennessee's going to take the rest of this week to try to add a quarterback, but he hasn't found a spot. Like, could cooler heads prevail and come together and have some sort of summit and decide, hey, that was a bad move by me, but I really want to be a part of the team?
Yeah. It would be his dad.
Can you compel the coaches to believe you on that and then get the team on your side? I mean, look, we'll show the parameters again too, because Heupel lays down the rules for Nico's return. The deal would not stay the same. So let me take that part out. Right, he's not making $2 million. Maybe $500,000 that could escalate to 1.5,
and maybe that's
based on incentives, right?
You build in those,
but I'm taking a lot of money off if he's going to come back. And then the funny part about the dad apology. Step 1 would be Nico apologizing to his head coach and his coaching staff, and then right after that, falling on hand and knee to apologize to his teammates and the entire team, and say that he was wrong. And that he realizes that now, and he was led astray by his family, his dad, all these things that have been reported. I made a huge mistake. I listened to the wrong people when it came to my football future.
Listen to my father.
I'm here to admit my mistake, and I beg you to allow me back to be your quarterback. If all of those things happen, I still don't see any way that anybody could trust him. I still don't see any way that his coaching staff could trust him as the quarterback. I don't think his receivers, his offensive line.
There's one key.
Anyone could trust him, even if he did that.
The dad has to GTFO.
Yeah, I'm not even joking about that. That if there's an understanding with the family,
gotta go.
It's that you were never in a locker room.
You can't do this.
You were not around. We do not communicate. We don't talk to each other at all. Like there's no communication with the family.
I'm the coach. You're the But see, this is where the lines are blurred based on culture, right? Like what the father says, the son does.
Yeah.
Right. We've talked about this earlier in the week. So I don't pretend to know exactly the dynamic there. You have to. The apology would need to come from the father.
Yes, and culture. Right. Let's talk about culture of a locker room too, and culture of a team. Well, one could argue that if you've got a strong culture, there's no way that he could be allowed back.
Right.
For ghosting his teammates, his coaches, everybody, and leaving the way he did. A good culture wouldn't allow that back. Now, another person could argue, well, if the culture is good enough and he's legitimately remorseful and came back and apologized to the guys, then a good culture could accept him back and he could still be a good member of the team in good standing. I just don't think there's any way that anybody could trust him, so I don't see it happening. I love this hypothetical. The other thing I thought about, Hutton, is with today's Gen Z athlete, do they care as much about this stuff as you and I do?
No.
And other people, and what I mean by that is, well, hey, man, he's just trying to get paid, and he misplayed his hand, but now he wants back, so I don't care.
I don't think he knows the magnitude of the position he was in.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't realize
streets
how big of a job he was in.
Streets are named after the quarterbacks of years ago around that stadium. I don't think he realizes that.
No.
And so if he doesn't realize...
I don't think he ever fully appreciated
that's what
Tennessee football and what it is.
Tennessee just outbid to get him out of high school. That's the vibe. And then he wanted war.
He's a mercenary.
And...
Hired gun.
Now, let me throw out one more hypothetical. What if he just went to the UFL? What happens?
Do they have a rule about years removed from high school?
I think it's, 2?
It could be. I think it's a year before, so that would be 2. You got to be 3 years removed from high school to enter the NFL draft. So
yeah. So I think
it's 2.
What if he just said, "I'm going to take my talents to the UFL"? If you don't get what you want, you want to keep playing and get ready for the draft or whatever next year. That's again, I don't think that happens. He's going to find a landing spot. He's going to play. There are teams out there that need help at quarterback. He's really good.
Well, the UFL started too, so he'd have to join a team in progress.
Trust me, that's not a problem for them.
Well, I've seen some of the quarterbacks in the UFL, and I think they could probably use.
Oh my gosh!
So someone would be like, "Yeah, we'll give him a shot. Give this kid a shot."
What do you think the fan base, Chad, would react with if Shannon's if his question was answered with, "This is happening"? Would the fan base be on board with this? I think they'd be totally against
Tennessee fans are all about, like any fan base that's rabid. Like, you are either a Vol or you're not, right? I think that Tony Vitello gave a big speech about this. And you are either in or you're out, and you're against us, and we don't like you. And they will have your back if they feel like you always have their back. And you are putting out your best effort, and that you are all in, and that you love the orange and white and all that. Hutton, the moment that first report came out on Thursday, that he was renegotiating, considering a transfer, just with that one report, Tennessee fans would have been on edge every time he screwed up. Okay. They would have been ready to pounce on him just with that first report.
But
when he left the team, no way.
You're
not getting back in good graces with Tennessee fans.
The initial reaction was fake news, Nikos, from the fan base.
Because they don't want to believe it, because they want to believe that, at that time,
he's not going to leave.
Still had our back. But then when it became real and he missed practice,
charge us another 10%, please.
It flipped, Please, we'll up that talent tax, Danny. Let's go. Let's pay more money for top talent.
Final thought on this.
But then, you could never get back with the Tennessee fans.
I totally agree. Final thought on this. What would it be saying about the other two quarterbacks if they brought him back?
To me, it would be saying, I need to transfer.
I need to transfer, and it would be saying...
South Alabama's got an opening now. Maybe I should go check that out. I hear Mobile is lovely.
Yeah, what's Dilfer up to?
Yeah.
UAB? Middle Tennessee? What's
Jim Nagy? Let's give Jim Nagy a call. Big Mobile guy.
It would be saying, too, that Heupel needs to win and build on the college football playoff berth last year. Just as it stands now, I mean, this is a team that's outside looking into a playoff right now, right? And they were going to be competing for that that was the expectation. Man, it's a weird saga, and it's, this entire process of NIL and the transition from what we loved about college football to now what is the product of college football, it's always gone through Knoxville.
It's the capital of NIL, Knoxville, Tennessee. They've set the standard, good and bad, for everything that's to come.
How many number 8s are going to be traded in? Swap your number 8 for something great is the One Knoxville Sporting Club post.
I don't understand what you're swapping it for a new one. New jersey?
I guess you swap it for anything you want.
A 2025 One Knox jersey? Is that a soccer team? Okay.
Well, that is the ultimate slap in the face.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to show how much a fan base hates you, get a bunch of rabid East Tennesseans that are into American football actually giving up a Vols football jersey for a local soccer team.
But this is the soccer team putting this out there. They're saying, hey, bring the number 8.
Yeah,
we'll dispose of it for you.
It's a brilliant promotion by the soccer team. I didn't know Knoxville had a soccer team. This is news to me. Knoxville was once my home, and I didn't even know they had a soccer team.
So you go to the brew hub to do this, Chad. How about that?
I like that.
Swap your number 8 for something gay.
One Knoxville SC is the name of the team.
One Knoxville FC?
Hutton, they are in the USL 1. USL 1 is the league.
USW.
Would you like to hear some of the other teams that are in this league?
I would.
The Richmond Kickers.
Make the WNBA jealous, by the way, of these names.
The Spokane Velocity. These names are fan-freaking-tastic. Tacoma Defiance.
Wow.
I mean, they're getting after it. FC Naples. Naples, home of our guy Colin Warner, former home.
FC Naples.
The Greenville Triumph.
See, that violates our rule of needing an S at the end of the name.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a WNBA
The best
name,
one
Triumph.
yet, and by far the best logo. the Portland Hearts of Pine. And it's
Wow.
like a heart and a pine, like a tree hugger logo with a pine tree. Portland Hearts of Pine.
Is it WNBA or is it the soccer league? That'd be a great game.
Yeah, that'd be a good
The
game.
Triumph.
Either or.
The Triumph.
The Tacoma Defiance, the Triumph, the Velocity.
I mean, that sounds, all of those could pass.
Yeah.
Is there a name with an S at the end?
The Richmond Kickers.
The Kickers.
It's hard to, the way this is another pet peeve of mine, they don't allow for the full
Here are the
name
Hearts of Pine.
on it. Yeah, here we go. Look at this logo. That thing is...
Portlandia.
It looks like it could be like the badge for a police officer in Portland also.
Yeah.
That's like the city badge. It's really, really nice.
Portlandia. Hearts of Pine. It's like a sticker you would put on the front of your laptop or something, right?
Yeah. There's also a team that's just called Rhode Island.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, guys, we could have some real fun with these logos. These are outstanding.
Rhode
Charlotte
Island.
Independence.
Is the Rhode Island club just their state flag or something?
It's just you got North Carolina FC. That's sort of their state flag.
Okay. I mean, I like the effort here. Again, these are WNBA names that are better than the current WNBA names.
This is the best.
The Hearts of Pine.
This is the best. I believe this is the best name league that we've ever seen for team names.
I like the attempt. I just need, I don't like the names without an S. You know? What was the, there's like 2 or 3 in the WNBA that we always
It's very new age. You know,
very
that.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
It's like a Gen Zer
well,
came up with that while their parent was in the room.
Post 1990, you know, a team name
Yeah.
to not have an S at the end of it.
Yes.
Here's another one with an S.
Okay.
The Rochester Rhinos.
Okay. The Rhinoceros.
There's a team called Tormenta FC. Don't even know where that is.
It's a pure Satan.
Lansing Ignite FC. Union Omaha.
The LARPers
I mean,
of Louisville.
this is just fantastic.
So what was going on with the Braves reporter, Chad?
So I wasn't watching the game, and I don't know why they went to him. They were in the Corona Club level in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I guess he was there giving a scene setter of what it's like in that bar area.
Yeah.
And he was positioned on either side by 2 lovely young women.
Okay.
And they go to him for an interview with the women. And you know what? It's better for me just to let you hear what Wiley Ballard accomplished during a report during a Major League Baseball game. Here is Braves reporter Wiley Ballard.
We're having a lot of fun up here up the Corona rooftop. Who do we got here? What's your name?
My name's Lauren.
Lawrence, all right.
And I'm Kayla.
Kayla, and you guys hang out at the rooftop lounge often?
Once a year I come out to visit.
Okay, well, we timed it pretty well. All right, good. How are you guys feeling about rooting for the Braves today?
Oof, I don't know. I'm hoping for the best.
What about you? Are you a Braves fan now?
Not quite.
Not quite. All right, I'm gonna go to work up here, guys. Good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, Wiley. You got 4 innings to get the numbers.
I'm on it.
Get us some more Braves fans.
All right, so they want me to get your number.
That's great.
They want you to get my number.
I'm dead serious. They're saying in my ear right now. She didn't believe me because she thinks you guys are not. I'm making this up. Even if you guys weren't, I might use that in the future. That's actually a pretty good move.
This is unbelievable.
So the best part of this right now is that Wiley could totally be faking it. This might be the new move. Just walk around with a FanDuel microphone and an earpiece in and convince fans that they're actually on TV.
I should have thought of this years ago.
I am speechless.
I got the number. We're good.
They went
That's
back
great.
later also, and hilarious moment. He clearly had an ear in where they said they're talking about him because the camera went on him, and he was posted up in between both of them, talking, and out of side eye winked at the camera when they went to him as he was having the conversation with the girls.
So first off, that's a smooth move to just immediately say
they want me to get your number.
Yes. That's great.
And I love the girl's response. Oh, they want you to get the number. You don't want the number? And then she gave him the number.
Yeah.
We can't play the video, but in the video, it's funny because she's got his phone. Like he just takes his phone out and she's putting her number in his phone as they're showing him talk to them.
So the internet responds. There's Kate Feldman, Tegan Brown here, who says this is actually not the standard and it should never be. Hope this helps.
Yeah, someone said Wiley Ballard is setting the standard for reporting in Major League Baseball games, and she said it is not the standard.
Yeah, what? This is baseball. This is a baseball game. This is fun. Shout out to my guy, Wiley Ballard. There it is, Myles Garrett.
Kate Feldman, this is one of the most insanely inappropriate things I've ever seen. Like, I legitimately cannot believe it's real.
I mean,
what?
Yeah.
Myles Garrett loving it. I love all the guys that are chiming in like, oh, this is great.
There's Chelsea Janes. Imagine if a female reporter did anything like this. Career over. What?
Pretty brutal to see it glorified
Career
by
over.
the broadcast. I think she's not misunderstanding. He's not interviewing an athlete. If a female reporter was interviewing a baseball player and asked for his phone number while the game was going on, yeah, that would be a bad move.
We have reporters who are female reporters who admitted to not even doing interviews, but then faking and falsifying a report on the sideline that they did.
That they did an interview. Yeah,
and their careers are just fine.
I think they got a promotion
probably
when that happened. No, look, it's
Megan,
also
Megan says not to pile on, but yikes, insane double standards in sports. Where? I don't with this particular. I don't know what. Are there women that are asking for numbers?
Well, to me, the equivalent would be like Aaron Andrews interviewing a fan. We're talking about with Adam Brown before the show. Aaron Andrews interviewing a fan, and it would be the male fan that asks for her number and starts hitting on her during the interview. So, and then however she handles it at that point. But like,
I don't know. I don't get it.
But if a female, let's flip it. Like for this whole battle, the sexist thing. Let's talk about it. If a female reporter did the exact same thing, was standing in between two guys at the Corona Club at a Toronto Blue Jays game, and the reporters or the broadcasters joking about, boy, you're going to get their number here at some point. And she was like, hey, I would actually like this guy's number. Let me get his number. And got the number. I would think it would be hilarious.
Be great.
And a fun bit. If she was interested in the guy, if it was a good-looking guy or whatever.
Did I miss another part of this that we didn't play?
No.
Career over for that? What?
You missed nothing. People need to learn how to have a little fun.
Yeah.
It's a damn Major League Baseball game. It's one of 162. And during the game, the Braves reporter and the Braves broadcast team found a way to make it fun and enjoyable.
A dude
in
got
the
a
middle
girl's
of a
number.
4-0 game.
Yeah.
When a guy got a girl's number standing in between two girls.
He didn't ask to have a threesome. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
So
where
are you staying?
Menage a trois?
Yeah. Oh, this isn't the
I'll use that next time.
This isn't the part of Canada where they speak French? I thought they did. I just wanted to try my French out and say menage a trois.
I will say.
That's Quebec. Sorry, we're in Ontario.
I mean, it went viral because it's funny. Like, it's cool. Like, it's a baseball game.
Yeah.
You know?
We've got
career over.
We got the photo, too, of her with the phone.
Yeah.
And they both look very happy.
Oh, and I like the fact that
you know what I'm getting vibes off the friend, though? Not going to be that agreeable with this whole little thing that's going on right here with the romance. She's already got a look in her eye like, oh, come on, Kayla, we're getting out of here. Wasn't that her name, Kayla? The girls gave their names.
I think she's jealous.
Oh, definitely jealous. But she's the friend who's like, we're up here enjoying our pina coladas, and then this guy comes over, and she's going to leave with a guy again.
Again.
Now she's mad. Yeah.
Career over, Chad.
Yeah.
If a female said that about us, he's going to leave. Career over.
I know what Kayla does in these situations. I'm going to be left alone with my pina colada watching this terrible baseball game that I don't care anything about.
Oh, so
there's always one in every group. Yeah. Everybody knows it.
And like
party pooper.
10 on the internet.
Party pooper.
Who are sad.
I love the outrage from the women that watched that and thought, boy, let's Me Too this guy.
Yeah.
For getting a number.
I mean, is the perception that they're lesbians and he asked for he just interrupted a date?
Homewrecker.
I mean, what? Oh.
Homewrecker out here ruining a perfectly fine
Can
relationship.
a man not ask for a number? I mean, I'm assuming he's single. I mean, I don't get it. The career over. Can we show the career over tweet again?
Yeah, we got to read that one.
This is like
just for emphasis.
Yes, this is way just. I'm thinking to myself though, just the way it's just. Imagine if a female reporter did this. Career over.
Career over. Pretty brutal to see it glorified by the broadcast.
Here it is. Yeah. Chelsea. Imagine if a female reporter did anything like this. Career over. Pretty brutal. Glorified by the broadcast. I mean, they just said, good for you.
Brooke, is this your relative that posted this? Cousin Chelsea. Cousin Chelsea, off the top rope. Career over. I'm calling it, guys.
Myles Garrett can't like it.
That's a career. Wiley Ballard's career was just getting started, getting heated up.
I mean,
it's over now because he got a girl's phone number.
And then you've got Myles Garrett TV just saying, simply like setting the standard for sports reporters, getting a phone number out in the wild.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a great response.
Yeah.
Like, again, having fun with it. Having fun with it.
Yes. This is fun, people.
Yeah. Have some fun with it.
Sports are fun.
Yeah. Well, you can't have fun.
When I turn on a sporting event, I want to have fun. And it's fun watching a young man try to get the digits of a young lady and the interaction between the two. We watch TV shows based around these meet cutes like this.
Yeah.
This could be a burgeoning relationship between these two.
Chad, I guarantee you.
I don't know if we got it in, but there was one post about the Braves trying to get him out of the airport in Toronto after this 3-game road trip after meeting that girl. And it was the cops carrying a dog out by the back of the neck.
If and this isn't clearly, I mean, I guess it's not Wiley. Had he asked for a dude's number, they're not complaining.
No.
They're setting the standard.
Tegan Brown would have celebrated
setting the standard.
Groundbreaking television.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Great job.
And Andy Cohen's coming to interview them.
Do your thing, Wiley.
Travis Hunter is setting the standard for his pro career. He's saying this about his standard for where he's going to play.
If you had to choose between playing only one position in the NFL or never playing football again, what would you choose?
Just never playing football again.
That's how passionate you are about playing both positions. Why is that?
Yes, I've been doing it my whole life. I love being on the football field, and I feel like I can dominate on each side of the ball. So I really enjoy doing it.
I hope that he gets the opportunity to try this. The dude is phenomenal.
I love that answer.
Go for it. Let this guy ball. Now, do I think he can pull it off for an entire game? No. But is he going to play both positions? Yes. If you start him at receiver, he's going to have a package for defense, and vice versa. He's not going to be unhappy with whatever team he's playing for. Cleveland and catching passes from Shador. Yeah,
and also Travis Hunter, so good that he won the Heisman Trophy. Also so good he's going to get his jersey retired at Colorado. Now,
so
spring game this Saturday, they just got done playing Shador and Travis Hunter, both having their numbers retired at Colorado.
The Heisman Trophy winner, that I can wrap my head around.
Absolutely.
Shador? No.
No.
No, I mean,
well, but maybe one day. Like my issue is just the immediacy of it. Like, why do we have
he's
to?
He's not even in the league yet.
Right. If Deion Sanders goes on and has a great 10, 15-year pro career.
Deion was the coronation while he's still the head coach at Colorado before he's the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Correct. But if you want to honor him, then bring Coach Prime back too one day.
Sure. Yeah.
When his son's career is over or whatever. We talked about this with Zach Randolph being honored. They retired his jersey the year after he left for the Sacramento Kings at a game in Memphis Grizzlies. Still playing for the Kings.
And he's coming back for the Kings.
And he's coming back to be honored. I'm thinking, what is the rush?
Yeah.
Can we not just wait a bit? Just wait a beat.
I mean,
wait a beat.
Totally agree.